I told you so. I told you so. I will be back. Check this out. It just the minute just changed. You see right up on the top there, December 24th is 2024, and 12:24. We got a shot left. Salute to the end. Hey, that was like a shot and a half. So it's a big day. It's a big minute. Right before I jumped on this call or video rather, I first let's get together and feel alright. One love. I watched my previous. Since I today is Tuesday, right? 12 in the morning. I shot that video on a Monday. Look at me, I'm acting real drunk already. A lot less drunk right now. And as you watch this video, you'll notice that because I shot that video on Saturday, the 21st. Okay, and I hadn't watched it since, but I'm like, think it'd be a good idea to watch that video before you create the sequel to it, right? And in this I say series, playlist, whatever it is, um, I wanted people to be able to get to know me a little bit better, and even not know me when a point when I was like, see me toasty, right? I hope I don't say right a million times in this video like I did say, you hear me? You hear me? Yes, I knew I was lit. But one thing that sucks about heavy alcohol use is when it comes out of you. And in the beginning, and I'm still ranting right now. I don't have a script, but I'm gonna tell you the plan, my plan, and also you'll get to know me as I expose this plan. Okay, it really sucks, and the for me the only way to almost instantly get that withdrawal process is to go back up, right? And that's backwards thinking. And for the longest time, all those years, I don't know if I mentioned this, but from the ages of 23 to, I worked on a golf course. I did mention that. I just watched the video. So I'm like, see, that's why I said it'd be a good idea to watch that video. We are paid to drink. Not we aren't paid to drink, but as we're working, it's there's no other job like well not let me not say that. But most real jobs, I'm not talking about me and my brother and me and my partners, you know what I'm saying? Me and amigos own a business, so we do what we want. But where you have subordinates and your subordinates have subordinates, you don't get to drink. I stopped that recently, 2021, I believe. And so that was a big game changer. But let me not. I don't want to rant as much as I did last time. This video is probably. Let's keep this one under 30 minutes, y'all. We're at 4 minutes now, so past 10%. I do want you to get to know me, and I do want to have fun and be myself, and I guess what you would call a rant. But I do also want to have content where you're learning, and I'm learning, because this channel is going to be a huge part of my healing. All right, over in April of this year, I had a situation. All right, I got fired from my job. Why? Alcohol. Yeah, had too much to drink the night before, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't. Oh, I was drinking on the job that day. For me, this really wasn't a game. And I know it's my, I say, even if you don't have a problem with alcohol, I still want people to be able to find value in this channel. Maybe it's for themselves, maybe if it's for others, because we're going to use this word alcoholic, which I much prefer, and even the science, not what would you call it, the medical industry would calls it alcohol use disorder, but alcoholic. Who starts out as an alcoholic? I mean, I'd love to know, but hey, no, I'm not looking to debate, but it grows on you, you know. And my ex-girlfriend, for example, she did not have a problem with drinking. She did not grow up in a home that was she had good enough parenting. So when exposed to alcohol, it didn't really take a and again we're talking a spectrum here, right? So give me a little bit of leeway working with a rainbow. But let me tell you something. When baby girl starts sipping, next thing you know, she run around in her panties. And I'm just being funny, but seriously, for that night, she was an alcoholic. So, what my first goal is to, as we said, today's no, that it's December. April's my birthday, and I'm not totally sober right now. It's definitely still in my system. I was actually just having a little bit of DTs. Some people don't believe in DTs, delirium tremens, but I'm just like I feel like stuff's crawling on me, or like a little quick pinch right here, or there's something just running. I know I don't have mice, but it felt like something ran across my foot. And I remember when I found out about DTs, I woke up. This is when my use was getting like, I say use, but I think it was my tolerance growing mixed with me getting younger, right? Two things that's working against me with me abusing my body like this. But I woke up and I was like, what's going on? I'm all, it felt like things are calling on me. When I yawn, I'm constantly yawning. Like what the heck? What kind of yawn was that? And it hurt. Like when do you ever yawn and it hurts? It's usually relieving. Now I know that that's what's coming out of you. Very interesting. I plan to jump into these things. This was just the part 2 of that video. I think I'm gonna cut it out there and move on to, getting some more ideas because it's content. It's a process, and I've created two channels before this, right? And I was kind of do it on a daily basis, and it got overwhelming. And and if you ever read about it, that's one of the fastest ways to burn out. Going every day without having a plan to make it when you're gonna release. Well, here's my plan for this, and I'm excited about it. We're gonna see how this goes. Is to do this came from this. Okay, I'm gonna play with this light a little bit. I'm learning with you. I read this. And I said, wow. But I left it on. I'm sorry. Never mind. We're good to go, right? Really, I read, this is Annie Grace's book. And this opened up my eyes in a way that was unreal. I actually went like 49 days after reading this book. This was in November, about 10th. I know the exact date. I had a nice steak that night, and I took a picture because I said I'm gonna eat this steak. Probably had a cocktail. Can't remember, and we're gonna get on this journey. And I would always think that I was an alcoholic, that I was the problem, that I couldn't be a normal drinker. But I loved alcohol. It makes you have better sex. It gives you courage. It makes you relax. So I'm trying to learn how to not be an alcoholic. That book opened up my eyes to a lot. And that book led me to this book. Because I believe when I bought this book, I rented it from the library at first. Then I liked it so much, I bought it. And normally if you buy a book from the library or rent a book from the library, if it isn't in, if people aren't renting it, if it's sitting on the shelf, you can keep it. You can renew it up to 15 times without renewing it. But if it's in demand, like people want it, it's a hot title, you got to bring it back, and get back in line. So I liked it so much. Go on Amazon, of course, and I buy a box set. And they come right together, and if you do the box set one, this is actually an expanded version. But anyway, that's not all that important. So then I start playing around with this book. Like, okay, well, here's some practical ways to get started with what she talked about. I guess you could say theory in this book. And you notice how I'm not as I was in that first video. I was lit. and I was lit, but not like totally lit, where I do like something dumb or foolish. But I was, man, that day was rough. I talked about it, so I'm not going to talk about it anymore. And it was rough because it was coming out of me. My body is a powerful, incredible machine like yours, and when it's coming out, it hurt, and it smells. It smells so bad, like and you're grabbing tissue papers and wiping yourself and blowing your nose. Like, people, are you okay? Like, but I know this because I started to study. I didn't know for 90% of my career that the reason I kept drinking was to come down from withdrawals. Like, hey buddy, listen, let me give you a tip here. Fight for 72 hours, okay? And you gonna be okay. So what I plan to do starting today is to go through this book one day at a time on this channel that we go ahead and create. Excuse me, y'all. I'm gonna get this thing going. Is to do this one day at a time, but every single day. Just this first 30 days, every single day, go through what Annie Grace is talking about. Day one, what's your why? Day two, it's not what you give up, but what you gain, etc. But in the midst of me doing that, I want to be producing content, which I have content from previous pages, I have content on my cloud, but come up with a plan on being able to release and maybe just stay ahead of the game. 30 days would be phenomenal. That'd probably be like running a marathon for me. But even if it's just 10, staying ahead of the game 10 days at a time, because I don't want to burn out. That's the idea here. And as I did that, I'm like, how can I start this? Both times I did it previously, I started a channel called This Alcohol Experiment, right? And that came from a combination of these books for me, right? This one's This Naked Mind. This one's The Alcohol Experiment. I'm like, well, I'm about to do an alcohol experiment, but I don't want to totally copy Annie Grace, so we'll just call it This Alcohol Experiment. And that was back in April, and that's when I went 73 days sober. Yep, I got fired. I had just moved into a new place. I'm like, this isn't a good time to get fired. It was just such a, and let me just flip over to trauma, my views on trauma right now. You ever saw a person that was in a relationship? Because I think this is an easy example. No, no, I don't really want to talk about domestic. But Romeo, just be yourself. I feel like this is a easy one. When someone's in a real bad relationship, and they're coming to work, they got a pumpkin out. They look like Debo just hit them. All the guys ready to end the job. Like, hey, you need us to go holler at him, or no, 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 no. Like, no. But they like Ike and Tina. They're inseparable. In a sense, from what I'm learning, and I'm just learning it, so I can't speak on it intelligently the way I'd like. But you're unconscious. I like the word subconscious more, but a lot of people say unconscious. To me, don't get caught up on the exact words. Tomato, tomato. Mom. Big, like, bro, you're going to hear me use that a lot. Because you got to make it work for you and play with this thing. It took me years, decade and a half, I believe, to finally say, okay, enough. And getting out of the golf industry was a big, you know what I mean? Jump out of this airplane and go figure it out. You are subconsciously almost like programmed to that level of foolishness, toxicness. It's your norm as a thermostat. If that same guy came home like, hey, baby, I love you, you know what I'm saying, I'm good, and didn't touch her for a month, she might just sock him in the eye to make things go back to how they were. So, the trauma side of it, and me, you might think like, wow, dude, why would why? Well, it's a lot bigger than me. And it goes really deep into my family, and my family being quite the like your families go through things in different ways. And I come from a Haitian family on my mother's side. On my dad's side, African, I believe they're from Mississippi. and they came up from the South, like in the 1950s or 60s. I don't know. I have to find out, but they came up from the South. You know, when Jim Crow and all that stuff was going on, we're not going to talk much about that at all here. You know, but everybody fled to Chicago. Chicago was the number one place to flee. Uh, I said flee, but go to. So I can look on both sides of my family, and it was predominant 85% on my mother's side. You see trauma, and trauma's all in the world. I understand, but I don't speak Portuguese. You know, and so that was the plan there. Okay, um, and I'm putting it together. In a sense, I have to slow down to go fast. I have so much information and so many books, and it's like, I'm like a kid in the candy store when it comes to books, whether it's Amazon or the library. But to go into a little bit more about me, childhood was rough. Am I saying that every single day it was horrible and I never smiled and I never had fun? No. But on a deep unconscious level, on an identity level, it was like I picked up a sense of identity, no identity. In one sense, I'm just trying to figure out my mom and please her, and that's my mother. Even in the midst of her foolishness, it's like, Mom, like, if we were two dogs, it's like you almost just ripped my neck off, but look you on the nose, I love you. Let's figure this out so you can stop trying to rip my neck off. But when that's going on for 18 years, somebody said, "Oh, you're ugly." It's not. You're not just gonna walk out the house and believe you're not ugly. I didn't believe that. But on an unconscious level, looking back and learning what I'm learning now, for sure. And not only had I had to deal with the loss of her at 18, like that was the end. When she, we'll talk about that. When she did what she did, and I turned into the Tasmanian devil in the kitchen, it hurt that we were done, but it also hurt to go out of the house and realize, oh, that means I gotta figure this out all on my own. That was humongous, just as humongous. So now I'm dealing with two massive puzzles I gotta figure out. To combine them. So over the last just few years here, really 2 years, really gonna be 2 years in about 2 weeks since I went homeless. My drug activity, my drug addiction or use, and and my gambling led me to be on the street in January of Chicago. Thank goodness it wasn't a brutal winter. We had like 2 or 3 days that were like, woo, stay indoors. But other than that, it was good because normally the whole winter be like stay indoors, at least 90% of it. And I remember I was like, I gotta figure this out. I don't have a clue. Don't have a car. I can't sleep in my car. Because if I'm home, the first thing, at least I got a car. Yeah, what car you got? And in those last 2 years, right, and this has been going on since 2009. How long has 2009 you all been? 11 plus 4, 15 years, I keep saying. 15 years. The last two. Boom. But what was interesting is I was really learning. I was learning a lot, and I didn't know it. I was gathering pieces, and I didn't know it. So that's that. And I do want to tell you that this was the one that I showed you in the last video. Bear with me, y'all. I'm learning as I go. All the video. I don't know if Anyway, I want to have fun too. In the midst of me using this as a project to grow, to express, to create, which I love to do. Uh, this is the one I showed y'all. This the last one, y'all. This the last one. No, this gonna be the real last one. Okay, so which was the real last one? I thought you took the last shot with us. I did. I didn't follow through on that. So Saturday, you saw that video. Went to work on Sunday, and after work, one of the ways that that I know is, see, alcohol sneaky. You'll think like, yeah, oh man, I know my limit, and oh yeah, but at the same time, you don't know your limit. Your limit's increasing, and your body, your liver decreasing. Your ability, what it say about your immunity in the last video? Horrible immunity, horrible nervous system. So over time, I've learned ways to make it happen faster. So I had it over to Walmart. My intention is to get some goodies to get me back going. All right. Um, on here you'll see. Oh yeah, that's what I really went for. Pedialyte. Things were so bad in the last days. I was chasing alcohol with Pedialyte. I got a bottle in there right now. You know, Pedialyte. What's this vinegar? So that is apple cider vinegar. I did get some unhealthy stuff. Give me a break. I'm at Walmart. It's all there. The Uncrustable peanut butter sandwiches, a salad kit, some broccoli, another salad kit, some emergency orange, some eggs. Oh wow, she charged me for that 2 times. Oh, she took it off. Okay, cool. Look at me, I'm going down another road because I know I only got one of these. It's like a soup. It was some type of soup. I actually ate it today, and it was okay. I would buy it again. Avocado, big on that when you're coming back. I'll get into that in a bit. Some lemons, some ramen, and some Nesquik. I went with strawberry, but strawberry chocolate don't matter to me. Even strawberry banana sometimes, right? Just being a big kid in the store. Well, guess what I also got? Doom, 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 doom. Right? Now, at that point, my shakes were bad. Wow. Slam the door off the hinges, if you will. My shakes it was more sweats and than shakes, but I was in a bad spot. I didn't have much of an appetite, because I work at a restaurant. I can get half off whatever I order. Sometimes my manager in a really good mood and I did a really good job. She'll say, "Get something on me," and but I made myself eat some chicken noodle soup and I put a few crackers in it. I was eating it really slow, so I know, I know this process. It's not like boom, 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 cookie cutter. But I know, you know what I'm saying? Red light. I guess the red light is more cookie cutter. But um, even as I'm shopping in the store, I'm just moving slow. And in this Walmart, I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna say it. The Venezuelans got the to goes on lock. Ain't nobody. It's like they came here to work. They on the come up, and they going through the aisles like they driving SRT8s and track hogs. Bro, you gonna hit this corner and knock a old lady over, man. I'm just I'm still moving slow. Normally when I go here and I'm sober, I'm I'm it's like I'm trying to watch out for crashes. I'm like, if he hit me, he hit me. He driving like he know how to drive. He trying to get that. He want his tip. Said, dang, he got here in 7 minutes. How you do that? I ordered $200 worth of stuff. I don't know what they doing, y'all. That's the funny part of me that I feel is really fun, and we'll be here. But I got the Tito's vodka for $17.98 plus tax. Date on this receipt is 12/22/24 at 17:49. Y'all don't judge me, because I be judging people that can't do some things, but I gotta do my math on that military time. That would be 13, 14. Yeah, I don't know. I know, but I don't want to sit here and count with y'all. It's funny because this tablet I'm on, I keep it in military time to try to get my brain. It's not even hard. Yeah, I know somebody out there like, really, bro? You can't read an analog clock? Don't tell nobody else. Um, and so even and so now I get home. Get home. I crack the bottle en route back home. I ride public transit right now, and so I'm taking my little sips and shots. And then I get home, I put everything away, and immediately, and I've got some stuff here as well: tea, lemon juice, and I start, vitamins. Start stuffing this the back of my system. I think I made ramen with boiled eggs on it when I got home, and I was eating it really slow. When alcohol's not in my system, I eat my food. I actually like my food hot. You know, you ever go out to eat? I go out to eat with my buddy. He just sitting there, bro. I eat my. It's a pretty girl right there. Talk to her, man. And so and here we are. We're at 26 minutes. I said that maybe we'll push it to 32. I didn't want to do too much here. Close out pretty good, and I gotta get to work. I got a dream, y'all, to help people. I know this story can help people. If a 19-year-old me could talk to 20 to me now, I bet I could talk some sense into him, and I bet he'd be a lot farther in life. Still have his high school sweetheart. Father was probably still be alive. Probably would have cashed in real. I mean, we alright, but he would have went crazy on the cryptos. But no, I was in a relationship with alcohol, who ain't never loved me. You know, it's very interesting. Oh, little red wine don't hurt. Well, first off, I don't drink red wine, so you can't talk to me. Next, how this hard spirit gonna do me? You know what I'm saying? This Hennessy. Oh, woo, ah. But I know this is a bit debate topic. This is why this is called trauma drinker, for people who really coped with trauma with alcohol and got into alcohol use disorder, what some people call alcoholism. Took a hell of a toll on my life. And every time, like, you would think that a smart person, I think I said this on the last video, but you might think that, okay, green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 green. Hold on. I think we need to stop going through this red yard. Look at this. Party still going. Still going. And what's very interesting to me about this, very interesting, is that it's truly a reflection of the whole 15 years. Even when I didn't drink as much, the only difference was it didn't take me a freaking fifth to knock me up, to get me where I want to be. And I know that I was coping with a lot of trauma because I like to kind of drink, yes, and feel good, and yes, and all that. But at some point, alcohol helps me sleep. And it does in the short term. And then alcohol says, did you enjoy that? My turn. You drink more, or it's my turn. Can't sleep at night, you tossing and turning. You get into bed at 10, don't fall asleep till 11. Where they do that at? When my head hit the pillow, I'm out of there. I'm in the bed for 90 minutes, tossing and turning, tossing and turning. Finally fall asleep. I wake up, is it time to go? It's only 3 o'clock? Oh, no. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you resonate with this trauma part, like, man, yeah, my family, and I'm gonna get that. I know I've been diving into trauma. I don't even have my content ready, but I know I'm about to do this 30-day experiment so I can get real clean and clear. Y'all gonna be like, dang, look at that boy. I actually did get a haircut, compared from the first video on Saturday. I went and got a haircut yesterday, which is Monday, and cause I want to be fresh at work. You know what I'm saying? Go on ahead, get a little fresh. I had a rug on my head, y'all. I had a rug on my head. And I just wear this as a tribute. I think it's pretty cool for whatever. And, R.I.P. my dad, he would always say, dude. Look, I said, dude. Switched it up from, you hear me? Such a silly rabbit. Get that from my mom. She said, wherever you go, make sure you got on the right hat. And, here, lost my train of thought, y'all. But, yeah, so that's the last bottle. And I want to read a quote. This is a really short quote. And it's by Dr. Gabor Mate. And it's funny because it's one of my favorite psychiatrist. No, he doesn't give out medicine. He might just be a therapist. Is it? Anyway, Dr. London says Dr. Gabor is a straight fraud. You're not gonna. Some of the stuff I say, you might say I'm a fraud, but I learned a lot from Mr. London, a lot. And him saying Dr. Gabor to say is a fraud, I'm like, hold on, man, bro. What's your take on that? And we go back and forth. But anyway, that's fine. You're not gonna agree with everybody, everything. He says drugs can feel like a warm hug you've been missing all your life. So let's do this, y'all, my ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna take the bottle. I'm gonna take the warm hug off of this bottle. Just the symbolism. I'm serious, you all. I'm serious. You met me at a time in my life where I am really going through another hero's journey. Listen, I know you might be a little special here, Romeo, but my boy, we got an emergency, 911. And I get it. I was drinking to cover up the pain that I had. You heard some. You see, that's where you're gonna watch me grow too. When I have to go back to those childhood things, sometimes I get the tearing up and feeling. I'm not used to feeling. It wasn't safe to feel in my house. My mama actually would terrorize you for feeling. She would terrorize you. Someday I bring my little sister on and I'm gonna be quiet. I'm an interviewer. What you got some feelings? I'm human. It's like me taking it out on my dog that didn't know how to run. Like, oh, you know how to run, huh? Come here. Like, yeah, I know how to run. But my mother didn't know how to feel. So I never want to paint her as a evil. She acted evilly because she didn't know any better. But my mom didn't know how to feel. All she knew was be strong. And now that I left the South Side, you hear me? I'm in the suburbs. I'm out in the northwest suburbs. It's way different. You hear me? I got me a nice girl from. My girl sneaked me in her crib, right? Change the topic real quick. We in her crib sleeping. In our house sleeping. It's a knock at the door. My heart dropped. Dang, we finna get caught. My girl didn't even wake up. Hey. She hit a knock again. She, Moy. I guess that means yes or what in their language. And she, no. She, no. Ah, dang. First off, your mama knock on the door? My mama would have kicked the door down because it was locked. This is my house. No locked doors. Dang, man, you been a prison or something? Relax. Maybe I was in here trying to, do something to. She knocked on the door. And then the young lady responded through the door. You not having no locked doors in my mama's house, and you dang sure not talking to her through no locked doors. Boundaries. These are the trauma things I didn't have. You know what I mean? And for me, I'm an isolator. At that point I was. I'm reinventing myself, you all. That's why I got off track talking about the hero's journey. But whatever. Let's keep going. In the future, I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna have rants though where I just chat it up, man, like a live or something. Right now, we're not there, but I want to start where I am with what I have. Just go. Just do it, brother. You'll get past go. I keep starting and stopping. This first 30 days, do that, and then begin to really connect it to trauma, because even in Annie's book, right, there's not a lot of talk about trauma outside of page 21. I mean, day 21. Oh, I lied. Not intentionally, y'all. Oh, I'm sorry, it's day 22. I was close. Couldn't be much closer. Drinking due to unmet needs. See, that's kind of like I want to take day 22 and make a movie out of it. So that's where I am. and I believe it's going to be fun because I am really taking my healing seriously. And so once that's the case, okay, what are we going to do to take it seriously? How are we going to train? I know that I like meditation. I know that I like to exercise, and it makes you look good. Listen, if you look at the video, I'm not. Remember yesterday? Oh, what was it yesterday? Slow down, slow down. On part one, I said that when when I'm sober, I get more looks. Well, I wasn't sober, but I wasn't like I was in that one. It was more so just it was slower at that point. But sometimes the lethargicness was there in the last one. Today, I'm like, hey, let's go get a haircut because we got to work the next 2 days, and I don't want to have a rag on my head, and I don't have a Santa Claus hat for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Boom, we'll get my haircut. You know, I've got my hat on. I get on the bus. This girl doesn't notice me when I'm getting on the bus because she's talking to her girlfriend. So once I go have a seat, she looks at her girlfriend and she smiles. I'm not making this up, y'all. She smiled and she looked at her girlfriend. Within 1 second, her girlfriend was like, "What?" Like like what? And then I guess she's like, "Oh, man, I'm not saying that. I know what was going on." They like, "Dang, okay, okay. You just got your little line, bro." And that's why I'm changing my life around. Like at first, I'm like, I'm never gonna shoot video until I get this fixed. And dude, you never got it fixed to start shooting videos, so just start shooting. And then once you live with it, you done had it for that happened in like 22. You still ain't got to it, and why? I've been in the red. You'll always hear to me referred as that on my channel in the red, in the green. Isn't that funny? I didn't plan that red hat, green shirt. Seriously, and for me, that feels good. Working out does that. You've got a nice body. I am heterosexual, and when you see a guy who has a nice body, you're like, dang, he putting in work. You hear me? I was out there. They go to you hear me? I was out in Tennessee helping my buddy move, and like just north of Nashville, Gallatin, I think, wherever that is in Nashville. And this white guy, probably like 42, he had to be in his early 40s, walking his dog. When I say that man was shredded, I was like, dang, you don't got no body fat with that 12 pack. You know what I'm saying? You know, getting back to work, y'all. So, and I'm doing it myself. What are you gonna do? I believe I should write too, journaling, and not a blog type of journal, but a journal for me, where I talk to not just in my thoughts, which I like to do, which is nuts because if my thoughts go a million miles an hour, it'll be gone in the wind in a second. So I went 10 minutes past what I said. I'm gonna learn. You all look at me. That's another thing with trauma, and for me, it's specifically narcissistic trauma. Oh, it's brutal. My little sister, man, I pray for her, and my niece. But perfectionism, right? You're scared you're not gonna be perfect, so you let fear stop you from starting. Hmm, interesting. And then it was programmed into me, and I could look at no, my mother too. Her father did that to her. My grandfather did that stuff to my mother. My mother come home with straight A's. Oh, very good, Shay. My mom come home the next time with one B plus. Oh, hold on, I call you back. Take a seat. Like, dang, bro, what you know what I'm saying? And then she got a B plus in the class she hates. That deserves a bigger high five than the class she loves. So now you fear failure. All right, I'm gonna get up out of here. Much love, y'all. It's your boy Romeo Jones, man. I just want to be a friend to you, a straight up ally, and just maybe introduce you to some of the things you may not know. I used to think that I was an alcoholic. You're drinking alcohol. Okay, watch people who aren't alcoholics and watch the effect that it take on them. It's gonna take a alcoholic like effect for the night, for the weekend, for that trip, that 7 days to Jamaica. And that's good because my next thing to do is to really go travel. Where I put my hoodie at? I put it up. It's to go travel. It's just a hoodie that said Black Kids Travel, a big non-for-profit that my buddy is building in LA. I don't trying to be on nobody cruise ship, nobody island, nobody know nothing. I'm not even trying to be in my house or city with none of that in my system. I took it to the limit. I done drank all the alcohol for my lifetime. Now I don't do it. And I get it. I gotta live with that. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, when I'm sober, I don't really have a lot of fun around drunk people. Now, if you really around some people who know how to handle their alcohol, but I'm telling you, I worked at some of the finest golf courses in the country, in the world, when it comes to where I've been in LA. Okay, we're in the canyons of Bel Air. You look at that house right there. Yeah, that house is $300 million. Dang, who house is that? The Prince of Qatar. He paying like 300,000 a year just for lawn service, maybe more. $300 million house. Yeah. Mhm. If y'all remember that house down Bazarian was staying in when he was here. You know, I don't know what he had on the run in jail. But man, that house was so sick, especially at night. It's like a spaceship. And alcohol had that same effect on them boys. Whole one, all do it all. Go, oh yeah, man. Hey, nice to meet you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fast forward you the whole 16. Oil, leaking oil, leaking oil. Dang, boy, hit the ball, man. Come on, we gotta go. So the last video was 53. Why am I so critical on time? We're gonna learn together, y'all. But I'm leaning more towards long form content, especially for this get to know me stuff. This I definitely wanted like, you know, 25 minutes, 30 tops. Not even maybe some of them are not even don't doesn't take that much to be honest with you. But I'm gonna learn as I go because I want you to see me. I want to see myself. This day is special to me. First off, it's 106 on Christmas Eve. It's Christmas. Baby, it's Christmas time. You feel me? That means New Year's Eve is in a week. It's New Year. And I was born on the 24th. And beyond all of that, forget Christmas, forget my day I was born. It's time for change in my life. This experiment, I'm closing it out. Listen, but the next time you see it, that's gonna be all filled in. Oh, see, when I be drunk, I don't do nothing. I don't fill stuff in. You know, I work at the restaurant, right? I got my job back. I got my job back November 9th. I came back November 9th. Every day I do my booking. Okay, this, that. Had it all down the whole month of November. Had a drink on the 28th. That's when I went red. You can see that in there. I'm gonna show you that just because I'm having fun with y'all. And nobody's here yet. You'll come. I'm excited. What is it? 28, right? I'm not crazy, right? We in November 2024. Oh, you're doing good. You're doing excelente. Bam, 28. Let's have a drink. And look, that proves my point again. After them 3 days, crash out. Or after them 8 days, crash out. Nothing else matters but that bottle. It is dangerous. But that's just me. So I hate to see y'all go, but I know y'all got stuff to do. Y'all got time, but that's the lick. That's the final move, y'all. That bottle that was down there, and they got this on there. My man say drugs can feel like a warm hug. What do sweaters do? They keep you hugged and snug, you know what I'm saying, and warm. You know what I'm saying? I had on two today, one without a hoodie and one with a hoodie and a jacket. I'm in Chicago. It's a little frigid, day before Christmas, you know. And so that's the symbolism for this. It's not your friend. It's not going to give you a hug. It took me 15 years to learn that and lose everything. But I get you. And again, and I'm done, I promise. Alcohol is the hole in the ceiling. Trauma is the hole in the roof. Right? I'll stop drinking alcohol, right? But I'm still not addressing the roof. Right? I'm not addressing the roof. Oh, everything good. Next thing you know, it's another leak. Man, what's going on? I'm not drinking. That gambling. That hole in the roof is going to whack-a-mole somewhere. Love you. I know you gotta go. And I know I don't have to tell you. I love you. Bye. And yeah, look at it. I'm still intoxicated right now. But I told you, today, I ate. I drank 2 cups of tea. I had some, I don't even drink a lot of milk. Hopefully my stomach forgive me. But I'm trying to get my guts back going. That's all. I'm trying to get my stomach back online. Because without my stomach online, I'm just dead. When they talk about the brain-gut connection, if, it sounds good. Oh, this axis and that axis. Oh, man, that's, I got to try that out. I know what that's about. It make me want to go on the, I'm going to go on the good side because I've been on the bad side. So let me try the good side and see how it really empowers me. Within 1, 2 videos, you notice a difference. It's quite amazing that I would play with that, right? So, let me not talk too much like my mom, like my dad or my grandma. May they both rest in peace, Grandma Sally and my pops. All right? See you next time.